former Labour MP and a man who does get quite worked up about this particular situation too, former Labour MP Chris Williamson. Chris, good evening to you.
Evening.
And after having spent half an hour trying to find out the answer to what can be done to actually make it possible for Israelis and Palestinians to live together, what do you think can be done?
Well, the first thing that needs to be done is that Israel needs to comply with international law. It needs to withdraw from all of the illegal settlements in the West Bank, and it needs to take down the wall around Gaza, and it needs to change the nation-state law in Israel itself, which makes the Palestinian people second-class citizens, which they've been treated as such for 75 years.
They become High Court judges, don't they? They've got the same rights as Israelis, haven't they?
No, they haven't. They have to walk on separate or drive on separate roads, or specific areas which are limited to Jewish people.
So let me...
which are excluded to Palestinian people. Palestinian people have to go through
talking about Israeli Arabs
on a daily basis. Even children on the way to school have to go through checkpoints. They're regularly humiliated.
So,
not to mention the beatings and violence meted out to the Palestinian people by the illegal settlers.
Okay, I want to ask a few questions and get answers to it. Okay, so if you take... Listen to what I'm going to say.
Just a minute, James. You're not going to follow in the same footsteps as Julia Hartley-Brewer, are you?
I've no idea what you're talking about. Look, I want to ask you questions. I'd like you to answer them. I've just had a Palestinian guy in here with us.
Give me a chance, then.
Yeah, but you're not... Let me ask
the question.
You know, in the media, we're restricted by time. You've done that. You've told us all the history. I want to know, are you asking for the wall around so that the West Bank becomes part of Israel? Is that what you want to see?
Well, I mean, I think it should be up to the Palestinian people because their land was stolen. My personal preference would be a one-state solution, but I think it should be something that the Palestinian people should be able to
It's done through the League of Nations, wasn't it? I mean, what about most of the population of Israel is made up of Jews that were expelled from Arabic lands, wasn't it? From Yemen,
no,
from
most of the population.
No, you're wrong. It was from Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Jordan. That's a fact.
Well, I mean,
you say Gaza's a concentration camp. Are you just basically you're baiting Jews, aren't you?
No.
You're a Jew baiter.
If you actually look at the history, if you're going to talk about people being expelled, the Zionist entity were involved, and this is a matter of public record.
This is what you do. You compare Jews to the Nazis to bait them. It's so obvious.
Guys, I cannot have this going on
through you
because it will turn out like it has on other programmes, and everybody will shout at each other, and I want to know some answers. So,
well, let me just deal with that point that it was asked. If I could just answer that question. Most of the people living in Israel, in fact, are emigres from Europe and from the United States of America. The people you talk about that came there from other countries in the Middle East, you claimed were expelled. That wasn't true. And indeed, there was undercover operations undertaken by the...
They just all wanted to leave.
Guys, again. Listen, I'm going to ask a simple question, a very simple question. What can be done in your view? Do you want to see the end of Israel? Do you think Israel should be done away with and a new country developed?
Well, my view is that Israel should never have been created in the first place.
Well, you can't go back to that.
Do you support the Hamas attacks then? Do you think that was a genuine resistance, cutting babies out of wombs and slitting babies' throats and raping women in the middle? It did happen. It did happen. You're just Jew-baiting again. You're just a Jew-baiter.
Just get out. Listen, we can't go on like this in the media, shouting and appalling. Thank you, Chris. Sorry we can't take any more of this. I'm going to take a break.